Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back to S.st. classes. Hope you all are fit and fine and enjoying your studies with S.st. classes. So, guys, in the last video, we were discussing about Mauryan administration. Means in that part, we discussed about central administration, provincial administration, city administration, and along with that, military administration. We discussed that all the powers, whether judicial, administrative, military, was there in the hands of the ruler. Means he used to be the supreme military commander, administrative officer, and along with that, he also had the supreme authority over the judicial system. Along with that, we discussed that to facilitate the administration, the central administration was further divided into provinces. Means there was a provision of dividing the state, the whole empire into provinces. At the time of Chandragupta Maurya, there were four provinces: Uttarapad, Dakshinapad, Avanti Rashtra, and Madhya Pradesh. After that, at the time of Ashoka, after the victory of Ashoka over Kalinga, Kalinga also became the part of Mauryan Empire, and in this way, Kalinga was mapped as a province by Ashoka. Mean to say that at the time of Ashoka, there were 5 provinces. After that, we discussed that the whole city administration, military administration was in the hands of a group of persons. Okay, means we can say that the city administration was in the hand of 30 members, 30 persons. After that, in this military administration also, means we can say that there was a division of 6 committees. Means these 30 members were divided into 6 committees, and these 6 committees were responsible to handle the military administration and along with that the city administration. After that, the next part related with the Mauryan administrative system, or we can say that Mauryan administration is judicial system. Means the judicial administration of the Mauryans. Guys, generally, the king used to be the supreme judicious officer. Means we can say that the highest authority in the matter of judicial power was in the hands of the king. But except the court of the king, there were some other courts present in the Mauryan Empire which were responsible for giving judgment. Means we can say that along with the central court, there was a provision of provincial court or Dronmukh, Janpad court, Sangrahan court, Staniya court, and along with that there was a court at the village level also. And at the village level, the Brahmin and the elderly persons of the village were responsible for decision making. If we separate the central court, means the court of the king and the village group court, then generally there were 2 categories of courts in the Mauryan administration. Okay, so the first is Dharmasthiya. The first type of court is Dharmasthiya court. So what do we mean by Dharmasthiya court? Guys, Dharmasthiya used to be the civil court. Means we can say that it was like civil court. And the officers who were responsible to give judgment or decisions in the Dharmasthiya courts were Vyavarik, Mahamatras. Along with that, there were 3 Amatyas also in the Dharmasthiya court to give judgments. Means we can say that the Dharmasthiya court was known as, means the civil court was known as the Dharmasthiya court, and in this Dharmasthiya court there was a provision of three Vyavarik and three Amatyas who were responsible for giving the judgment. Means the judgments were given by three Vyavariks and three Amatyas. Vyavarik, Mahamatra and the Amatyas. Is that clear? Generally, the cases related with theft, robbery and loot, which were called as sahas, presented in the Dharmasthiya court. And along with that, the cases related with abusing, defamation and beating were also presented in the Dharmasthiya court. So, what do we mean by this word Dharmasthiya? Dharmasthiya means a kind of civil court where three Vyavarik, Mahamatras and three Amatyas were responsible to give the judgment, to give the decisions. In these courts, generally the cases related with theft, robbery and loot, which were known as sahas at that time, were presented. Along with that, cases related with abusing, defamation and beating, which were called as Vog Parushya or Dand Parushya, was also presented in the Dharmasthiya court. Is that clear? So the civil court present in the Mauryan Empire was known as Dharmasthiya court. Now the next type of court is Kantak Shodhan. Means except the civil court, there was a presence of criminal court also, and the criminal court was known as Kantak Shodhan. Okay. So the civil courts were called as the Dharmasthiya court, and on the other hand, the criminal court were called as Kantak Shodhan. Means they were known as the Kantak Shodhan court. So Kantak Shodhan used to be the criminal court. And in these court, three Pragestis and three Amatyas used to give the decisions. Means, as in the Dharmasthiya court, there was a provision of three Vyavarik, Mahamatras and three Amatyas for giving judgments. In the Kantak Shodhan court or in the criminal court, there was a provision of three Pragestis and three Amatyas. Means three Pragestis and three Amatyas were there in the criminal court, were responsible to give the judgment. The judicious officer related with the city was known as the Mahamatras, Vyavarik, Mahamatras, and the judicious officer in general was known as Raju. Is that clear? So in this way, there are two categories of courts present during the Mauryan period, except the village court and the court of the king is the highest court. And the two types of courts were Dharamsthir court and the criminal court. Dharamsthir court was the civil court and the content Shodan court was the criminal court. Okay, except that the city judicious officer was known as the Vyavarik Mahamatra and the judicious officer related with the Janpad was known as Raju. Now after that, according to Kautilya, there are 4 major elements related with the law. Means we can say that law is based on 4 major elements according to Kautilya. So there are 4 basic elements related with law according to Kautilya, which are dharma, vyavahar, charitra and prashasana. Mean to say that it is dharma or religion, vyavahar, behavior, charita, character, along with that prashasan or administration. Is that clear? So according to Kautilya, there were 4 basic elements of law which were dharma, vyavahar, charita and prashasan, or we can say that religion, behavior, character and administration. Is that clear? So in this way, this is the end of the Mauryan administration or the description related with the Mauryan administration. Now the next point which we are going to discuss here is related with the Mauryan society. So guys, about the Mauryan society we get information from 3 major sources, which are Arthashastra of Kautilya, Indica written by Megasthenes, and along with that the rock habits of Ashoka. So the major source related to give us the information is the Arthashastra of Kautilya. In the Arthashastra, Kautilya gave a detailed description about the Varnashram system present during the Mauryan Empire, or we can say that at the time of Mauryan rulers. So the point is society during Mauryan Empire. Okay. So according to Kautilya, there were 4 varnas which were Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and the last one is Shudra. Kautilya gave a detailed description of these 4 varnas along with their works, along with their functions and the different kind of activities related with these 4 varnas. Except these 4 varnas, Kautilya also mentioned some subcaste. For example, Karn, Videhak or Videha, along with that Ratkar, Sood, Chandal, etc. So in this way, about the Mauryan society we get a detailed description from the Arthashastra written by Kautilya, and according to this Arthashastra, at the time of Mauryans, in the society 4 varnas were present. Along with these 4 varnas, some subcaste or other castes were also present there. For example, Karn, Videha, Ratkar, Soot and Chandal, etc. Okay. So Kautilya gave a detailed description about these varnas and these castes along with their different kind of functions and activities. On the other hand, the next description of the Mauryan society is presented by Megasthenes. And according to the description of Megasthenes, he divided the Mauryan society in 7 parts. Means we can say that according to Megasthenes, there were 7 categories present during the time of Mauryans in the society, which were philosopher, or according to your book Darshanik, philosopher, farmer, soldier, along with that craftsman, along with that an animal keeper, herdsman, and animal keeper, inspector, and ministers, or the administrators. The administrators. In this way, Magasines divided the Mauryan society in 7 parts. Okay, the philosophers, the farmers, soldiers, craftsmen, herdsmen, and animal keeper, inspector, and along with that ministers and administrators. Is that clear? In this way, there were 7 categories present in the Mauryan society according to Magasines. So in this way we can say that Magasines didn't pay attention on the caste, vern and the trade. Means he neglected the differences present in the Indian society at the time of Mauryans related with caste, vern and trade. Now after discussing that, finally the last point is, at the time of Mauryans, the condition of women was not so good, but it quite well in comparison of the condition of women at the time of Smriti period. They were allowed to remarry, and along with that, they were also allowed to perform neo. Is that clear? So in this way, the discussion related with Mauryan society has been. So guys, as in the last videos, we discussed that after the death of Ashoka, Kunal became the ruler. Kunal was blind, so at the time of Kunal, the actual power was in the hand of Samprati. According to some descriptions, Dasrath also ruled at the time of Kunal, means he was also a ruler at the time of Kunal. According to Raj Tarangini, Jalok was an independent ruler of Kashmir. What I mean to say that is, after the death of Ashoka, the Mauryan dynasty started to decline. And the last ruler of this dynasty was Brihadarth, and Brihadarth was assassinated by his military commander Pushyamitra Sung, and in this way Pushyamitra Sung established a new dynasty which was Shung dynasty. Okay, so the next dynasty we are going to discuss here is the Shung dynasty. Okay, Shung dynasty was founded by Pushyamitra Sung. It was founded by Pushyamitra Sung. Means the founder of this Sung dynasty was Pushyamitra Sung, and he founded that in 185 before Common Era. Pushyamitra Sung was a Brahmin. So at the time of Pushyamitra Sung, the Vedic religion, Vedic culture got a re-establishment. Meaning we can say that the time period of Pushyamitra Sung was a revival for the Vedic religion, or we can say that the period is known as revival period of Vedic culture, Vedic religion. Pushyamitra Sung performed 2 Aswamedh Yajnas, means 2 Aswamedh Yajnas were performed by Ashwamedh yagyas were performed by Pushyamitra Shunga, and his Purohit, his head priest for these yagyas was Maharshi Patanjali, who was the author of the famous Patanjali Mahabhasya. So he was the author of the famous Mahabhasya. And according to this Mahabhasya, Pushyamitra Shunga performed two Ashwamedh yagyas. Okay. After the death of Pushyamitra Shunga, his son Agnimitra became the ruler. Then Devmitra, Devbhuti, many rulers were there in the Shunga dynasty. Finally, in 60 before Common Era, the last ruler of this dynasty was killed by Vasudev, and in this way Vasudev established a new dynasty which is known as Kanva dynasty. Is that clear? Okay. Now after that, the next point which we are going to discuss here according to your syllabus is related with Satvahna dynasty. The next point is related with the Satvahna dynasty. Satvahna dynasty was founded in the region of Andhra. That's why it is also known as the Andhra dynasty. This dynasty was founded by Simukh in 60 before Common Era. So the next point is related with the Satvahna dynasty, which was founded in 60 before Common Era, founded by Simukha. And Simukha was the founder of this dynasty. Simukha ruled till 37 before Common Era. 37 before Common Era. And after the death of Simukha, Satkarni first, or we can say that Satkarni first became the ruler. The first powerful ruler of this dynasty who extended the boundaries of this dynasty, and his capital was Pratishthan or Patna. And this Satkarni first performed Ashwamedh Yajna. After the death of Satkarni first, the power of this dynasty started to decline, and a new power came into being. Means we can say that after the death of Satkarni first, many regions of this Satkarni dynasty, Satvahna dynasty, were occupied by Sakals, and in the region of Maharashtra, a new Sak dynasty came into existence, which is known as Western Mahakshatrap or Western Kshatrap dynasty. Okay. The 23rd ruler of this dynasty, Gautami Putra Satkarni. Was the most powerful ruler of this dynasty, who re-established the glory of this dynasty by defeating the Western Sak Satrapas. Is also known as the destroyer of Western Sak Satrapas. Is that clear? And after after defeating the Western Sak Satrapas, he reoccupied the regions which were earlier under the control of Satvahnas and taken by Western Sak Satrapas. That's why Gautami Putra Satkarni is also known as destroyer of Western Sak Satrapas. You can find a question like who is known as the destroyer of Western Sak Satrapas, then your answer will be Gautami Putra Satkarni. Is that clear? And along with that, if you will get a question like who was the most important, most powerful ruler of Satvahna dynasty, then your answer will be Gautamiputra Satkarni. Is that clear? Okay. Now the next point. After the death of Gautamiputra Satkarni, the next ruler was Vasishtiputra Pulumavi. Vasishtiputra Pulumavi, who married with the daughter of Kshatrap Rudradaman. Who married with the daughter of Kshatrap Rudradaman, who occupied the regions which were earlier won by Satvahnas from Western Satrapas, or make it from Sakas. Okay, so Vasishtiputra Pulumavi was betrayed by Rudradaman, and Rudradaman occupied the regions, or we can say that snatched the regions, or snatched the land which was occupied by Satvahnas from the Western Satrapas or from Sakas. Okay. After that, the 27th ruler of this dynasty was Satkarni, who tried to re-establish the glory of this dynasty. Yagisri Satkarni circulated coins which have inscriptions of Sip, which shows that the boundaries of the empire of Yagisri Satkarni was extended till the seaboard. The rulers of Satvahna dynasty were the follower of Hinduism, but they have equal respect for all the religions, means they were religiously tolerant rulers. They provided assistance to Buddhist and Jain bhikshus for construction of viharas and chaityas, and the most important example of their religious tolerance was construction of Kal Chaitya. The system of Agrahar means the process of donating or giving lands to the Brahmins, was started by the Satvahnas only. So you have to keep it in your mind, what do we mean by Agrahar? Agrahar means process of donating land to the Brahmins, and this process was started by Satvahnas. Okay, so in this video we discussed about Mauryan judicial system, society, Sung dynasty, and along with that Satvahna dynasty. This is the end of the day. If there will be any doubt in your mind while watching this video, you can write me in the comment section. I will definitely help you to resolve all your doubts. Till then, stay at your home, be safe. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Jai Hind.